Have you ever had butterflies in your stomach before a big exam or lose your appetite when you're stressed? That's not just in your head, it's also in your gut. Today I'll show you how your gut microbes talk to your brain, how the conversation can affect anxiety and depression, what this means for cancer treatment and diabetes, and a few wild gut facts you can tell your friends. Let's go! If you like clear evidence-based health videos, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Let me start with a question. Have you ever felt nervous before an exam or a job interview and suddenly your stomach started to hurt? Or maybe got butterflies in your stomach when you were excited? That's not just a coincidence, it's a real two-way communication system between your gut and your brain, and scientists call it gut-brain axis. Think of your brain and gut as two friends who never stop texting each other. Every single moment, signals are moving in both directions, brain to gut and gut to brain. But here's the shocking part. Most of the traffic goes from the gut to the brain. Up to 80 to 19% of the fibers in the vagus nerves, the main nerve connecting the two, are sending messages upward from the gut to the brain. So when your gut is inflamed, stressed, or balanced in a certain way, your brain knows about it almost instantly. There are three main communication channels in the gut-brain axis. 1. Nervous system, 2. Immune system, and 3. Chemical messengers. About the nervous system. The vagus nerve is like a direct phone line. Gut hormones, microbial products, and even the way your intestines stretch after eating can send signals that change mood and behavior. For example, in animal studies, if the vagus nerve is cut, many of calming effects of probiotics on anxiety completely disappear. That shows how central this nerve is. The immune system. About 70% of your immune cells live in the gut. Microbes can train these immune cells to be calm or hyperreactive. If the gut is imbalanced, it can release inflammatory molecules that travels through the blood and affect the brain, sometimes even linked to depression and brain fog. Chemical messengers, metabolites. Your gut microbes break down fiber into short-chain fatty acid. These molecules reduce inflammation and can even affect the blood-brain barrier, making the brain more or less protected. Certain microbes also make neurotransmitters or their building blocks like serotonin and dopamine. About 19 to 95% of the serotonin in your body is made in the gut by special cells that microbes help regulate. It doesn't directly boost serotonin in your brain, but it shapes how the gut and brain sense. The gut-brain axis explains a lot of everyday experiences, why stress can give you diarrhea or constipation, why gut problems like IBS often go hand in hand with anxiety or depression, and why changing your diet or even your microbiome can sometimes change the way you think and feel. So the gut-brain axis is the real biological highway, with nerves, immune messengers, and microbial signals all working together. Some scientists call it the hidden superpower of the human body, because it means your mental health and your gut health are deeply connected. The gut-mind connection. So does the microbiome actually affect the mood? The answer is yes, but it's complicated. Evidence from studies. Researchers have found that people with depression and anxiety often show different in their gut microbiome compared with healthy controls. For example, some beneficial bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acid are reduced in many depressed patients. On the other hand, some pro-inflammatory microbes are more abundant. This imbalance is sometimes called dysbiosis, and it may influence brain chemistry through inflammation and all-red signaling, and how the gut can influence the brain. There are several channels that explain this connection. Immune system. Microbes can stimulate or calm the immune system. High inflammation has been linked to depression and brain fog. So when microbes push the immune system toward chronic inflammation, your mood may suffer. Metabolism. Gut bacteria break down dietary fiber into short-chain fatty acid. These molecules can cross into circulation, reduce inflammation, and even influence blood-brain barrier permeability. Neurotransmitters. Certain bacteria can produce or regulate molecules like GABA, dopamine, and serotonin precursor. Remember, most serotonin is produced in the gut. It doesn't directly raise brain serotonin, but it shapes gut-brain signaling through the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve. This is like a high-speed cable between the gut and the brain. Animal studies show that when this nerve is cut, many of the microbiome effects on mood disappear. That suggests it's a key messenger. Stress and two-way street. It's not just your gut talking to your brain talks back too. Chronic stress can reduce the diversity of gut microbes, increases gut permeability, the so-called leaky gut, and even shift the microbiomes toward less beneficial species. So stress can literally shape your microbiome, which in turn can reinforce stress responses. It's a feedback loop. Human intervention. Some probiotic trials show small but noticeable improvement in anxiety or depression symptoms, but effects are strain-specific and not universal. Dietary interventions seems even more powerful. A diet rich in fermented food and fiber has been shown to improve microbiome diversity and reduce markers of inflammation, which may improve resilience against stress. There are also ongoing trials testing psychobiotics, probiotics specially designed to influence the brain. This is a hot research area, but still in early stage. Your gut microbiome is like an extra organ that constantly whispers into your brain. It doesn't control your mood, but it shapes how your brain reacts to stress, inflammation, and even food. In the future, psychiatry might include microbiome-based therapies alongside medication and psychotherapy. For now, the practical takeaway is feed your microbe well, and they may take care of your mind. If this helped you understand your gut and mind, share it with someone who needs it. Drop your question below. I read every comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.